Hello everyone, this is Planckera, and welcome to my universe. So today I figured that we'd do more here, and I did decide I want to do just a couple of expressions for fun. See if I can draw some heads really fast here. But before that, I need to finish my close-up of the ribbon here, and I kind of want to start arranging things, and there's a few things I want to do first, basically. And yeah, I am looking over here. I might actually redraw some of the hands here because I don't know, they're looking kind of bad. But the good news is that if I do redraw them, all I really have to do is draw it once and it's all good. I was pretty tired by the end of the last time I worked on this, so I'm not surprised that it's a little bit rough there. But first, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the ribbon here. Alright. I don't know, it's blobby. It's just kind of blobby. I just want to get that edge a little bit smoother. It's kind of going in and out, and it's just going all over the place. So let's see if I can get that smooth. I did a little bit of drawing before stream today, and my hand is relatively steady, I guess. It could be worse. It could be worse. So we'll see how things go today. It's funny because off stream, I was also working at another character design. God, I cannot draw this angle for some reason. Okay, there we go. Anyway, but yes, I was working on another character design off stream. And that one is proving kind of hard. It's like Michi Mochivi was having an outfit design contest, and so, you know, I figured I'd try to put something together for it. I like what I have, but I think it might be too weird. It's kind of conceptual. So I've been kind of putting that together. I have a lot of the color balance and stuff the way I wanted most of the head done. So I don't think I'll have any trouble finishing it on time. I do kind of look forward to showing it off just because, like I said, it's kind of weird, and I did have a lot of trouble putting it all together. I wanted to do something based off of a combination of a business suit and her general aesthetic. While making it still kinda weird, because I feel like being kinda weird is her aesthetic. So I looked up a bunch of stuff on kind of the fashion subculture she seemed to be interested in, and tried to combine it with a businessy suit kind of thing. And man, that was pretty. It's been pretty hard. Because like one of the aesthetics that she's kind of interested in would be the revival of Y2K fashion, and that is very, very bottom heavy. And suits are very top-heavy. So that's just kind of where a lot of the emphasis is. Where in Y2K fashion you have like a lot of crop tops and stuff like that, whereas with suits, you want to emphasize the upper body. Because that's just how suits are cut. I can't think of any kind of suit that would ever have giant baggy pants, for example. It would be weird. And I am not sure how to properly talk about some of that, but man, mixing the two together, it was pretty hard. But overall, I think I do have something that I like, so hopefully I should finish that in the next week. Definitely in the next 2 weeks, because that's when the deadline is. It better be done by then, otherwise I'm in trouble. But yeah, I wanted to see what I could do there. But with it being kind of out of my usual niches here. I'm not actually sure how well it works, but I did my best. Okay. But for here, I just gotta get these lines straight, and man, they just do not want to straighten. I blame my hand. I was doing a bit of smoothing on that drawing that I was working on, so hopefully my hands are geared for it, but... straight lines. Truly the bane of my existence. I don't know what it is about this angle, but it just feels weird to me. And I just cannot fill in some of these areas. Okay. There we go, that's not bad. Okay, now let's see if I can get this curved curve. That is probably fine. Yeah, I think so. I think so. And as always, I'm very particular about various angles and whatnot. So if something is curving in a way that looks kind of weird to me, I want to fix it. Because I do think that such things are important. And right here is a little curve. That's a bit weird, so let's see if I can flatten it out a little. Just gonna tilt my head back and forth until I can get that. You can see here looks... yeah. Let's smooth that out a bit there. Okay, almost there. In theory. I can see why my past self was having some trouble here. Big, long lines like this are actually pretty hard, and I get the feeling I'm gonna have to make this a little bit smaller anyway, so maybe I should shrink it down, but too late. I guess strictly speaking, it's not too late, since I will have to put in the decorations and stuff, so yeah, I guess I should. Make it a little bit smaller here. Doesn't need to be quite that big. Okay. Now that should be big enough here. I think it shows how this ribbon looks. It's funny that my close-up is actually not that much smaller than the actual ribbon here. I think I have the proportions roughly the same, though. Okay. So let's see. The next thing was going to be... the lace. And that I was less sure how to do with this part being transparent, but me not wanting to make it transparent right now. But I think I actually do have an idea. I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker than I normally would. And I'm just gonna go down, I suppose. And be terrified all the way down. That is probably still thicker than I want. And the idea is I'm gonna put in this shadow color here, and then I'm gonna highlight it on top when I'm done. But this is pain, so you know what? I'm just gonna cheat. I'm gonna put a stroke around it. So we're gonna set this to like 1 pixel. And I will pick the shadow color here, and I will paint with my normal color. Alright, let's go. So what this is gonna do is, in theory, I paint here with the normal color, and then it'll add a stroke of the correct size around it, and I have the wrong brush. But yes, there we go. So that this way, it'll be nice and separated from everything, and it'll still look good. And I don't have to pull shenanigans to get this to look the way that I want. Yeah, that should be fine. And then on the same on the other side, and then I just gotta do it again. Oh, man. But trying to keep this a consistent width is it is pretty hard. And my hand is a bit shaky today. But that's pretty normal. So I'm sure I'll be able to work around it. I might just have to be messy. Yeah. I'll stop it there since I could see that I was shaking off course here. So I'll erase through there and just keep going. It's okay, when you're not coordinated, you just gotta compensate for the things you can't do. I can make it work. Oh yeah, and then last week, I put up a poll asking you guys which things you like to see, and some ideas on what to do next, and you guys picked another character design. So once I'm done here, I will probably pick another character design to do. I think I have a couple of ideas, so I am looking forward to doing that. I do like doing the designs, so I am glad that they are fun to watch. I'm never quite sure what is actually fun to watch. I just like drawing things. This one looks terrible, so let's just do that again. All of this looks pretty terrible, honestly. Let's just try again. There we go. These things happen sometimes. But it's okay. I just have to not give up, and eventually I'll get it. That's how I feel about most things, really. Just keep trying, and eventually it'll come. As long as you're tenacious and annoying about it. This is probably close enough. I try to avoid just being close enough on close-ups like this. But, I don't think I will ever get these lines looking super great, so I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I can do better than that, though. Let's pull this guy up and at least keep him relatively consistent with the way. And then I'll just straighten out the lines, and I will want my brush with pen pressure back to help me out on the corners here, where they all connect. And to just help me straighten things out again. So yeah, my current plan, I'll keep what I'm going to be designing a surprise, but whichever one of my photo study or this I finish first, the next one will be a character design, and then the other one, I think I will still do another illustration. And I do see that there are people out there that want me to dive into animation, and that will probably happen soon. Like, my daughter started school recently, so my brain has been in like a million different places, and I don't think it's quite in the place that it wants to learn something right now. If it got an overwhelming majority of votes, I probably would have done it anyway, but for now, I think I'm gonna let my brain take it easy. Get used to all the changes going on here, and then we'll figure out something to animate. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Time to do the second row. Here we go! Okay. Yeah, that looks okay, I think. I'm so glad I can cheat with the stroke. I think I actually made these lines a little bit thick, though, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Not thick enough that I want to redo them, but very much in character for me. very much in character for me and my tendency to slightly mess up my proportions. Alright, now I'll zoom in a bit and get him down on the tips. Once again, just doing my best to try to at least keep things a relatively consistent width here. And then I just gotta connect them all. Okay. Okay. But the good news is that I don't think I really have to do that again. We're reaching the end. Although, no, wait. I'm drawing expressions. Am I gonna have to draw lace on, or the veil on my expressions? Probably a little. Probably at least a little. So, okay. Might have to draw a few more. But I will manage. I think this is the last time I really have to be precise about it. I might be feeling a little bit lazy today. Okay. Did I miss a spot down there? No, we seem okay. Alright, there we go. And before I merge it down, I'm just gonna go ahead and plop down my other colors here. So there's the yellow going across. Where did I put it roughly? Enough room for dots. Okay, maybe I should do the dots first, actually. Because the dots are just kind of inside here, just right at the base of the fingertips here. No, you were fine. The first one was okay. The second one I need to change a little bit. Goes a little bit higher. And this one goes a little bit higher still. There we go. Okay. Me trying to remember how my design actually goes. I think this is all good. Okay. And then I'll just do the same thing kind of across here. Turn this part yellow. Is it yellow, actually? No, I think I kept it white, didn't I? I did. So no, this is actually correct. Never mind. Okay. So then I just merge that down, and there we go. We got a ribbon. And then I just mirror it to the other side, and fortunately, I think it all looks pretty good. So at least this way, I only have to draw all that once. And now I am free from lines for a little while. Okay. There we go. There we go. Alright. So like I said, I didn't really like my hands here, so I think I'm going to redo them, but maybe not completely. If only because I don't want to draw the lines at the base again, but I think I might have to because the wrist is actually the part that I like the least. The fingers aren't that bad. But here is kind of bad. And it's all just super disproportionate. And that's why I want to take some time to make it a little bit better before I jump into more things. I can tell that I was very tired when I drew this. But it's okay. My past self did her best, and now the future self is here to save the day. As it does. And I mean, the good news is that my past self managed to get the ideas down, so now I will have a slightly easier time. Because most of it is right here. I just thought the fingers were a little bit thick. And you know what? If I don't want to adjust the wrist... I was saying that I thought it looked a little bit disproportionate, and if I don't want to adjust this part, and so I don't have to draw it again, I can actually just adjust this part. That's the beauty of proportions. It's that they're all relative to each other, right? So if something feels disproportionate, you actually can just adjust a different part, and it'll still work. Because proportions relate to each other. And if I don't want to adjust that part, well, you know what? That's okay. We adjust a different part. And that part, adjusted, should allow things to look correct. I am going to have to redraw those dots because they're supposed to be perfect circles, but those are easy, so it's all good. And I'll go ahead and take those off so that this way I can double check my proportions here. And hopefully they'll be a little bit better. A little bit. I think the hand up here is still a little thick. Oh, I accidentally grabbed a polygon lasso. That's okay. So let's bunch the fingers together a little bit. Okay, I still feel like the palm is a little bit large, so I'm going to go ahead and slide all this down a little. Not that much. Okay, and the fingers are a little bit large too. That feels strange to me because normally I'm basing the length of the fingers and the length of the palm on each other, so when one feels big, it's typically that the other one is right, but here, because I'm kind of relating it to the thickness of the wrist, not necessarily the case. Okay. That seems a little bit better. Let's go ahead and fill in these gaps here. And then I want to take a look at the fingers, because the pinky and the index finger feel really, really long. So I'll go fix those. And then hopefully we'll have a nice little hand here. Let's just shave off all of this on the pinky here. Because looking at my own finger, my pinky is a good finger segment shorter than my ring finger, and I think that's about right. And my index finger is a little bit less than a full finger segment shorter than the middle finger. So probably somewhere around here. And then if I fold my thumb up, it just barely touches the bottom of the index finger, so I think this is actually too high up. Should connect a little bit closer to the wrist. There we go. It's okay. It can be easy to forget these things when you are tired. I think I actually still have it a little bit high. Especially if you are me and not necessarily great with proportions in the first place. So don't worry, if you're one of those people that flips up your proportions all the time too, you're in good company. You just gotta keep calm and measure and maybe walk away from your painting for a bit. I didn't really have that option last time I worked on this because, you know, I'm streaming the entire thing. And I wanted to try to get a little bit more done before it was time to go. I try to get as much done in these 3 hours as I can. But for you out there just drawing on your own, if something doesn't look right, sometimes the best thing you can do really is just to get up and walk away for a second and come back with fresh eyes. When I'm drawing on my own and there's something going wrong with the picture, that tends to be what I do. And if I just still really, really, really want to draw, actually, it's fairly uncommon that happens, but if it does, I'll just draw something else for a little while. Maybe go doodle. Or, you know, more recently, maybe go write. Who knows? Hello there, Shinora. Welcome back. Oh. My playlist was not on repeat. My computer rebooted itself very rudely. So, there we go. Unfortunately, the loop is not on by default. Alas. I hope you feel better soon. Okay. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Now let's just get these fingers working together and not have them just flopping all over the place. Yeah, it always sucks when that happens. It's amazing how much your body being out of whack can really affect you. Okay, and then when I look at my fingers, one thing that I personally noticed about my hand is that the place where the fingers kind of connect to the palm, they're not in a straight line, they're kind of on this arc. So I try to put such things into my drawings when I can. And right now I just feel like the fingers still look a little sausagey, so let's try to get them looking a little bit nicer here. Just a little bit. They're not too bad. They're not as bad as they were, so that's nice. Okay, yeah, that's pretty alright. Try to straighten out this guy here. Get him a little bit thinner. I thought that they were all kind of thick. And another thing is that the gap between my ring finger and my pinky is the biggest. I am not sure if this is true for all people, but it is true for me. And I tend to use my own hand as a reference, so there you go. Thus, my hands tend to have these characteristics. So, something like that. I just kinda gotta smooth them all. But man, this already just looks so much better than the one I had before, so I'm glad I took the time to come back and redraw it. I am. Okay. And I think that the gap between these two is a bit low, so I'm gonna go expand the bottom just very slightly here and round off this edge. And then that should be good. That should probably be the last thing I need to do here. Yeah, because I think the tops of the other ones are all looking pretty okay. This one's still a bit meh, so let's just get that over there. But soon I'll be able to go back and add my little red dots and we can just duplicate the layer 3 times and all will be well. Or more accurately twice, and then I duplicate the duplicate. Although since they're symmetrical, I wonder if I have to have both hands. Or if just front and back is sufficient, but I'm kind of afraid that if I don't, it'll look like one of them has dots and the other one doesn't, and it won't be clear that it's front and back. I guess I could label them. Labels are good. It would take up less space, which would be nice. They're definitely a little sausagey, but I think it's okay. They definitely look better than they did before. I do think that these fingers maybe need to be a little bit longer. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just a little. Maybe not. Maybe it's the other ones that need to be a little bit shorter. Yeah. Again, looking at my finger here, my middle finger cannot quite touch the bottom of my palm here, so this length seems more correct. So I will go ahead and shorten the other two fingers again. Gotta get everything nice and proportionate. That's too short there. Okay, that seems okay. Yeah, I think that's fine for my purposes. Let's go ahead and put in the dots. Just one little dot on each knuckle because I thought the gloves needed a little bit of color. I thought that they were a little bit boring without it. Okay. So yeah, I think I will just... I don't know. Do I do left and right here? I guess I'll put it in for now, and if I decide that it is more than necessary when I get the rest of the decorations I want in, then I can deal with that then. That sounds fine. Okay. Back is, or the palm side is easy because I just get rid of the dots, and there we go. Okay. So let me see, is there anything else that I kind of want to pull out and show? I don't think so. I guess I might do the buttons. Because yeah, we have the buttons there that could maybe use a slightly bigger one. Maybe this guy, but I don't think so. Yeah, I might pull out the jacket just so I can show where these straps all connect here. That might actually be a good idea, and I don't think it'll be that hard. Okay, I'll go ahead and do the button first because that's super easy. Okay. Alright, got a layer for them, and now let's just go draw the thing. I'll make them like this big. So we have this. And then I guess I'll just turn this brush into an eraser, make it slightly smaller until it's about the thickness that I want it to be. I think that's about the correct thickness. We go there, and then I go ahead and draw the egg shape. I think I'll do it on a new layer, so that this way I can mess things up if I want. And I will have some room to erase. And all will be well. Case in point. Okay, definitely got to make this side a little fatter, but that's okay. I think I'm just gonna pull things around with liquefy and make my life a little bit easier. Okay, and then I'll go over the edges to make them not blurry. Okay, and I'm trying to get it relatively symmetrical. I don't really feel like using the symmetry tool for this. I often would for things that are supposed to be completely symmetrical. No, it probably makes sense to do so, actually. Okay. It just aligning it can sometimes be a little bit of a pain, but here we go. So I kind of want this line to be like dead center here if I can help it. And finding that center point is hard. And what this will let me do is I can just... Yeah. So it'll draw both sides for me. I don't actually think I use that at all on this picture. Normally when I do character designs, I use it quite extensively. I am a little bit surprised because this design is pretty symmetrical. Okay, so time to get that little egg shape in there. I think it's funny that it also kind of looks like a little tear. Okay. Yeah, that was easier than what I was trying to do before. Symmetry is hard. And when I'm designing something that is like a borderline technical document, it does help to get these things right. I say borderline. In an actual studio, it actually really is more of a technical document. But for my purposes, I'm just derping around, so it won't be used in the same way. It's just going to be a pretty picture. Okay. Alright, seems good. And then I have the little buttonhole in the middle. On my original design, I'm pretty sure I just made it round, but I changed my mind. I'm gonna make it this shape. I'm not gonna go back and fix it in the drawing, I don't think. It's small enough that it would be unclear anyway. But there we go. That's gonna be where the little ties are. There. Just like that. Okay. So there's the buttons. I say that, but no, I think I want this part to be a little bit larger. Just relative to everything else. Just a little. Again, just messing with the proportions. They're very important. Very, very important. Okay. And then I can do the thread. The little thread that ties it to the jacket. Okay. Yeah, and I think that's good. So, before I was mentioning the jacket here and how I wanted to show how these little straps actually connect both halves. And oh boy. Yeah, the fact that it's hidden by her hair is what made me want to do it. But this time I can just, once again, use a bit of symmetry to try to make my life a little bit easier. So let's see, we have the jacket here. Technically the collar is not like that, but this will help me draw the shoulders. So I'll do it like this. This is too big. Maybe I should draw where the arms are going to go first. Yeah. So this is the length of the arms here. And then we have the big poofy shoulders. I'm just going to sketch it out very roughly at first. And it'll come down. Probably about the length of the arms. Fan. And we have this kind of frilly pattern going all the way down here. This kind of angle I think is accurate. It goes kind of in front there. The sleeves are definitely longer than this, so let me draw accordingly. I say they're definitely longer than this, I just mean relative to like the size of the skirt here. So in that case, I'm gonna have to have the angle of the arms go out a little bit more of an A pose here. Just so I can get them long enough to make sense with the bottom. And it goes around the bust here. Just all the way around, and it's kind of squared at the bottom, but it does connect top to bottom, so I want to make sure that little connection is there. And then we just get the waist part, and it's frilly. I do not plan on drawing shadows here unless it absolutely needs it. This is just going to show off the design a little. Just how things are shaped. And I think I have the arms a little bit too low, so let's go ahead and get the shoulders in, and then I will draw where the arms are supposed to go. The shoulders might even be a little bit too close together here. Yeah, there we go. And then we have the puffy sleeves that do puffy sleeve things. That looks pretty puffy. I think that's pretty okay. And then the arms. That'll come out of those puffy little sleeves. It's probably fine if it's not completely proportionate, but I don't want it to look wrong, right? I don't want it to be distracting. That's the big thing. Is, you don't want your mistakes to be distracting. Okay. Hello there, Golpa. Welcome. Okay. There we go. Let me get the connection here a little bit thinner. And then I can just kind of start smoothing everything out here. So I think it's all looking pretty correct. The joy of quick and dirty shapes from just the front view. Thank you. I'm very happy with how she came out. And that was the idea of just being kind of based around a space in the night sky. And then including some other things that I really like really shiny hair. Gotta be shiny. Okay, and that should be fine there. Let's go ahead and get the cuffs in. Round out the sleeve here, and cuff. And I guess here I will need a dark color to differentiate these things. Just since I'm not using lines. That will basically be a line for me. Okay. So we'll put a little line here. That is a bit thicker than what I want. There we go. That should be fine. And I would also like to make the back part a little bit darker. So I'll take my dark red here and just put the part that goes all the way around in there. Just because I think it's hard to read if I don't. There we go. We'll need to clean that up a little bit, but this is fine. Let's get it nice and clean now. I feel like that's always how it goes. Just get my ideas in, clean it up. Over and over again until things are looking good. Okay. I think that's roughly what I want, so this seems fine. Seems all good. There. Okay, now I can worry about the straps in the front. You know, the part that made me want to draw this in the first place. So the first step of that is going to be to get this little egg-shaped brooch in there. How high are you relative to the shoulders? I think you're like in the middle of the chest. So that's going to be like here. Because those shoulder pads are super puffy. They are extremely poofy. But I think this size looks pretty good. Now I'm just going to perfect the shape, and then I can attach the straps to it. And show how they actually all connect to the jacket and whatnot. And I'll probably draw the back of the jacket too, but that'll be easy. That'll be super straightforward. I already have most of the right shapes here, so... it should be no trouble at all. Okay. Looks pretty good. Now then, let's attach these over to... There's going to be like a little piece of jacket coming off the sleeves. Kind of like this, I guess. Little fold there sitting on top. It's covered by the hair on the main body there. But I was picturing a shape like this in my head, where it just kind of wraps around the chest, and then the little straps all just kind of come up here and connect to this little guy. Just like this. But this is what I was picturing in my head when I was drawing this. They all just come out and attach. Don't ask me how she gets this jacket on. She's an anime girl. It's probably an anime girl and a magical girl, so she probably just does it in transformation sequence. It's all good. It doesn't have to make sense. Although, I actually did think about it. I say that, but there's gonna be buttons over here that you can undo. And that's how you get it on and off. That's kind of how I was picturing it in my head. Man, I can't even remember the last character design I did where I didn't think about how the clothes actually come on. Because I just think that's an important part, because it can kind of inform your design and give you ideas for how to decorate it. Just thinking about how it comes on and off. Okay, there we go. Alright, I guess it is time for the various decorations then. So I'll go ahead and draw more lines. Here we go. Time to draw some more straight lines. Okay, I guess I'll draw these first, just because I need to figure out where to put the buttons. And these lines will tell me where to put them. Oh, I do not have this layer locked. I probably should. Honestly, I probably should be drawing these on separate layers. Because, yeah, I don't like that. Okay, let's just do it all on separate layers, and then I will merge them down at the end. Just because otherwise... it's just harder to fix things. Especially since my hand is not steady today. My hand is not steady today, so I will have to... probably make some corrections along the way. And let's see, I always find doing these kinds of things hard, so I'm gonna stop talking and focus on my line. Man, I just cannot get it. I'm just trying to get it a consistent width from the edge of the coat here. And I'm trying to be really precise since this is a close-up of the coat. Okay, let me connect these parts a little better, and there we go. Time for the second one. Man. Because I do want them to be about the same distance from each other as they are from the edge of the coat here. And I want it to be about the same distance all the way across. But my hand is just not steady today, so... Gonna kind of have to fake it. But it's okay, because I can do that. I've done it before. Whatever it takes. Okay, now I want to continue it from this side. Okay. Okay. Now I just kind of smooth out where I had to stop and start again and get those last little spots correct here, and there we go. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Time to get the part going around the tummy there. Or the chest, rather. It goes all the way around, so here goes nothing. Okay, turned a little bit too soon there, but it's all good. Let's go ahead and get this part, and then I'll connect them. There. There we go. And then it's going to kind of come under the sleeve here. So actually what I might want to do is put a little shadow under the sleeve and show where that's going up. Oh, I don't have the layer locked again. Whoops. Very important, because I don't want to be coloring outside the lines here. Definitely do not. And I want to make sure that I show that there is indeed a little flap where all of this connects up here. And I'm not going to worry about putting shadows underneath the little straps here, just because there's going to be buttons on top. Okay, so now I know roughly where this has to go. It's going to go like this. And then I can draw the second layer. And scream internally while doing it. Ah, decorations. When you have to look so nice. You're so hard to draw. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then let me just double check exactly where I said I was putting those, and yes. So we have the thicker vertical line going all the way down here. Okay. I have some lines going around the cuff. Let's go ahead and just get all the line parts done here so I don't have to drive myself crazy. Fortunately, this area is a little bit smaller than the other ones I was doing, so it's a little bit easier. There we go. Okay, then there's going to be another one on the sleeve here, but I think I need to get the yellow part for that first, so I'll go ahead and do that. And this is just a solid yellow line that goes all the way around. Just like that. Okay, and now I can get those two lines that go underneath it. In theory. In theory. My pen keeps freaking out for some reason. I have checked my tablet drivers and they all seem fine, so I'm not sure why it's freaking out so much on me. But it keeps happening. Okay. There's that, and then we have this little egg pattern on the side there. But besides the buttons, I think that's the last thing. Oh yeah, and I guess the straps themselves have lines, but I want to put the buttons on before I put the lines in. Okay, here we go. Egg thing. Sitting on the side, like this. Thicker on the bottom than on the top. Just like how I draw it everywhere else. Okay, that should be good. And then I take the white part and fill it in here. Okay. And then I need my shadow color because there are some little ruffles that go through it, so I want to draw those. I want out of the lines. There we go. Want to keep everything in that gold part. There. Okay, so now I think it's just the buttons, and fortunately, you know what? I just drew this thing, so I can just bring it on up here. And I think I will... no, I won't merge the layers yet, but I will... once it's all done. A little bit smaller than that. Okay. And on the other side, just like this. Hello there, kitty. Welcome back. And thank you. We're approaching the end. So the design is pretty much done, so now I'm just kind of doing close-ups on everything else. Okay. And then there will be smaller ones up here. And they will be small. Perfect. A little bit more to the side, I think. Yes, that is better. Well, how are you all doing today? Okay, that is blurry, so I'm gonna go over these edges real quick. I want it to look a little bit nicer, and to be fair, I resized this heavily. Well, thank you very much. So I just don't want this to be quite so blurry from the excessive resizing that I did there. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Sure does. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take these and we will mirror them to the other side. And I will push them into place over on this side. The joy of mirror images. Does make my life a little easier when I only have to draw it once. Okay, there we go. So that's how the front of that looks. Let's go ahead and put in the lines. Yeah, thank you. I've been working hard on it. And now I just have to draw a few more lines. At least until it's time to do the backside. The backside has some lines of its own. I swear, it never feels like drawing these lines should be as hard as it is, but I always have a rough time. Okay. And there we go. Okay. So that is everything. I'm just gonna merge all these together, I think. Or maybe not. Not like that, at least. There we go. Okay, actually, you know what? It doesn't make sense to merge them right just yet. Because what I need to do is I want to duplicate all of this and mirror everything to the other side. Okay, that didn't do everything like I wanted, but that's okay. I'll just have to do it all individually. Okay, the buttons on the front do not exist here, so I will just remove those. And these ones don't either, so I will also remove those. Okay. Now then. I'm gonna go ahead and do the backside, and that is gonna have a few differences. The backside is a bit more filled in. And let's see. Yeah, I guess I just have to bring my mirror tool to the other side and hope I align it correctly. That looks about right. Let me test it. If I draw right on the edge over here. Yep, looks about right. Okay, cool. So now I will just make the changes that are on the backside here. And the way the backside works is... So the top is connected now from the shoulders across. So kinda like this. And then there's a hole in the back, and that's where the soul gem goes. Okay, let's go ahead and remove some of these extra things that I don't need on this view now. The things up here all stay. It's just these lines that don't. And in fact, I think a lot of the ones here leave because the shape of the jacket is a little bit different. It goes more straight across. Just like that. Just like that. It's a little bit higher up in the middle, but just not as much as it is on the front side. So there we go. There we go. So Kitty, do you do any drawing? Oh gosh. Now I gotta redraw all the lines, but that's okay. I have drawn them so many times at this point. I know I got this. It just always takes me it just takes me a sec. I think it might actually be easier if I just start over. Alright, here we go. Let's start from the middle. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to break up my attempt here. Okay, so far so good. We'll just slowly go all the way around. Just gotta take it nice and slow. Be nice and gentle about it. There we go. Okay. That is fine, I think. Okay, and I do have the hole in the back a little bit smaller right now. So I guess I'll fix that first. And that's right, I also had that little golden ring around it. Okay, let's go ahead and get this shape right. Yeah, I guess I should actually get the shape of the collar here the way that I want it first. I think that's pretty good. And then I can get the size of this a little bit better here. There. Okay, and I want to round out the bottom a little bit more. And this is roughly the shape back here. I think it's about the right size now. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. And now I can put on the gold part, which is once again thinner at the top than it is the bottom. And I'll just keep layering that until I get the thickness I want. Perfect. And after that, I'll smooth it out a bit. Because I do feel like it is a little bit blobby. Just a little bit blobby. Okay, and that is much better. So, now it is time for more lines, because I can never escape them. And I don't think I need to pull out this gem. I think it is showcased perfectly right there. So, I think this might be the last close-up I do, unless I decide I want to do feet. I don't know if I want to do the feet yet or not, but I've been thinking about it. Part of me feels like I should, just because I'm not sure if we get a very clear view of what the front of the way the shoes exactly are. They might be a little bit, the feet might be a little bit too posed here. So I might do that, but I think I might do some expressions first, just because we're an hour in, and I kind of want to do them. I want to do at least one today. Because it'd be kind of weird to be naming the stream about the expressions I was planning on doing and then just not do them. These things do happen sometimes, but I would still very much like to do them. Okay. This is so sketchy, holy cow, but it's okay, I can fix it. There. It would have been more convenient for me if I could do this all in one stroke, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I don't think I could. So, make it a little sketchy and then I'll make it good. And we'll just get rid of all of that blobbiness and make this a nice smooth line. We'll just pretend like I was able to draw it all at once. And then all will be well. I think that's fine. Okay. And there's nothing else on the back there, so that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and merge these down. Oops, I merged it down a little bit too much. Oh, I need to do this in a particular order, otherwise it kind of panics. And there we go, and I will put these together. I think I'll stack them. So I'll just go put these on one layer, I'll put them over here for now, and yeah, let's go draw some expressions. Big stretch. Okay. Ready to go. I don't know how many I'll do. I have definite ideas for 2. But if I'm gonna do 2, I should probably do 3, just because odd numbers are aesthetic. So I'm gonna organize my layers real quick. Just because I want to be ready. Alright. So let's see here. We'll do... It's kind of a happy one, and I will include hands, just because they do make things more expressive. Even if it does make things a little bit harder on me to draw, I think it'll be worth. So here we go. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I'm trying to picture the expression in my head before I draw it, so let's just close my eyes. I'm gonna close my eyes and try to visualize it in my head before I even make my first stroke. I find that kind of thing actually makes me a little bit faster in the long run, and, you know, normally I'm not talking like this. Yeah, I think I got it. So I want to do... I'll probably have to make these a little bit smaller when the time comes, but this is fine for now. I always like to start with a little box, because I just find thinking in boxes easier than thinking in circles, so I just picture the face as a box. And to be clear, this is the face. This does not include things like the jawline and stuff. So I think I'm gonna have the head tilting slightly downward. This is another reason I kind of start with a box. I think box perspective is easier to understand. Okay, this is gonna be the head. This is gonna be the eyes. How did I shape her eyes again? Who knows, because it's totally covered by hair. Oh, that's fine then. I can do pretty much any shape and it'll just be all covered by hair. Especially at this angle. I think I made them extremely sharp, so... And then what, just round at the bottom? No, actually quite flat at the bottom. Oh yeah, I gave her eyes that could poke things. Okay. So we will give this one eyes that can poke things too. And then down and flat and up, and I do not have these aligned. That's fine, that's why I do some of these things. What I tried to do with my box here, for my face, and I actually did a really bad job here, is I just tried to get the angle of the face in, so that this way I know where to place the eyes. So now I have a nice straight line going across there. So if you ever watch my shorts, you'll see that I've been doing something like this a lot lately. And this is what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get the basics in there and lined up. This way they're at the same place, running around along the head vertically, and I don't have to spend a bunch of time feeling it out. And even when I can tell that there's a mistake, I can find it very quickly. And then I like to put in the nose. Just because the nose will kind of help me figure out where some other things are going to go. I'm just going to draw a nose like this for this one. And then only sometimes do I put in an ear or something. But from here, I can kind of start carving out where the chin's supposed to go. She has an extremely squishy little face, so I kind of want this kind of shape here. And I can get in the shadow here. Can I kind of connect it to the side of the head here? It changes a lot because I just kind of do the box at the beginning just to kind of help me out. And then I adjust accordingly. Okay. For a second there, I thought I left the mirror tool on, but I did not, so that is a good thing. Otherwise, I'd have random stray pixels everywhere, and I would be very upset. So I'm glad I remembered to turn it off. I just had that moment of, oh no. Did I forget to turn it off? Okay, and I'm trying to make her face a little bit squishier here, so that's gonna change the proportions in a couple of places. I still kind of feel like my solution for constructing a face is not sufficient yet. So I am still kind of experimenting. But this is better than what it used to be, so I'm getting there. I can kind of understand planes a little bit better than when they're blobbed out like this, rather than when I attempt to see form via drawing contours and lines. I can see this. This all makes sense to me. But I still feel like the construction is insufficient, and I still flail with proportions a little bit longer than I would like. As always, I just mentioned these things because I would like to do more stuff with the animation and comics and whatnot. And in order to do those things, you have to be able to draw super fast. And I just do not. So, for my current art goals, I really do just have to figure out how to draw fast. And thus, it is on my mind a lot. And this is such a super basic pose, I feel like I should be able to draw it faster if I want to be able to do those things. But here I am, still kind of feeling out the jawline here. Oops. So when I talk about that, it's less of a criticism of myself and more just an acknowledgement of what I need to be able to do in order to be able to do the things that I want. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with acknowledging that. Yeah, I think this is mostly fine. I might need to get an ear in there just so I can have a better idea of where this top part of her jawline should go, but it probably doesn't matter that much because all of this is going to be covered by hair, so I just want to get it in well enough that I know where to put the hair. Gonna make her chin just a little bit squishier here. Bring in the brow line just a little bit here. We're just gonna tap everything with Liquify and figure out these last few things. Just gotta figure out the last few things here. I think I might have made the back of her head a little bit big there, but that's okay. Something like this I think is okay. Alright, let's go give her a mouth. I think I'll go for an open one here that looks slightly smug. I do not want to get rid of just the slight smugness on this character. I just think that's how he rolls. She in this case, I suppose, but it's fine. Shape of the nose, I do have to kind of bend a little bit, but that is also fine. Oh yeah, I think something like this is pretty cute. Let's just get the size of this right. Okay. Now she's got a little face. And next, she needs a little body. I'm gonna take my darkest color here. That's gonna be you. And I'm pretty sure I don't have the back of her head in the right spot, but this is fine for now. I'm just gonna draw her out a little body here. Shoulders are gonna do something like this, and how do I want her hands posed? I kind of know roughly. Like, one thing that I kind of want to do for this character, since Kyubey technically does not have emotions, is to have some spots kind of feel a little bit incongruent. And just have it be a little bit weird looking at her. So I kind of want her hands to look a little bit diabolical. That's the best way I can describe the image in my head here. Okay, let's just kind of sketch this in. I've done a little bit on how to construct the head, but I have done very little with how to construct the body, so I still just kind of feel my way through it. It's okay, that'll be coming someday. I really only want to get like her upper body here, so this is probably enough. I don't know what I want to do with her hands. Okay. Since I got that one started, let's go do another one. While I figure out what to do there, I'll just go ahead and start another one, and that'll be fine. Okay. So for this one I see it pretty clearly. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna picture it in my head here, kind of do it myself. That's why my head is in a weird angle. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Let's see here. Okay. So this one I kind of want her head tilting back a little bit. So I'm gonna draw the bottom a little bit wider than the top. It's not tilting back at a super extreme angle though, so I don't want it to be too much. And before I smooth all of these out, I'm gonna keep them relatively rough here. Before I smooth it all out, I want to make sure that I have everything placed. Okay. So this time my box is going to go this way since I'm having her head tilt up, and we're going to see a bit more of the bottom. We're going to see a bit more of the bottom of her head here. This is, I think, a little bit more extreme than what I want. So let's flatten that out just a little bit here. Okay, and we'll flatten it up here too. Okay, I think I can do that. Now let's get her eyes in. This one I somehow drew significantly smaller than the other, and But this is exactly why I'm not smoothing everything out yet. So that this way I can be prepared and get everything lining up well when the time finally does come and I can know where everything should be before I smooth out as something as complex as this. Alright. I do think I had the eyes a little bit big relative to this tiny face that I happen to draw. There we go. Alright, let's give her a little nose. Okay, and then I will draw in the jawline here. Yeah, this part is coming out a little bit too much, but it's okay. It kind of helped me picture where I was going to put the eyes, and then now I can actually start making her head shape all correct and whatnot. Let's get in there a little. So I'm kind of mapping out the location of the cheek here. Kind of basing it on where I put the nose. I need it to be higher than I currently have it. There we go. Yeah, it's like right up there. Okay. There we go. That's pretty cute. I think I had the cheek a little bit too squishy, but I wanted to exaggerate it a little bit so this way I would know where it was. Such things help me. And then I take it back a little as I go. So now I just need to kind of finish off the tilt of the head here. This time the top's going to be a little bit closer to her eyes because her head is being tilted back and we will see none of the top. Absolutely none. As the head is tilted back, and so the top is going to be way back there. Off on the back plane where we don't see it at all. Okay, let's fix up the cheeks and stuff here. And I will just push everything around a little bit. This jaw was way too long. And this is why I need more construction in my life. So I don't have to do stuff like this all the time. But it's alright, I'll get there. For now, I can get it well enough. As long as I don't mind being a little bit slow. So I'm kind of trying to line up the side plane of the face here with where I put the eyes. And then it kind of comes down into the chin. Over here. And we'll connect back up with the head over there. This still feels very weird. So something is still wrong, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. I will probably figure that out a little bit later. Okay, let's get that angle right now. Okay, I think this part is a bit low. So that means her chin is still very long. That might be what was throwing me off. Cheek needs to go higher too then. And I feel like the eyes are a little bit crooked actually. Boop. And probably also a little bit large because man did I make this head super tiny. Was not intentional, but it's what happened, so I guess I'll roll with it. And we'll make this nose a bit smaller too, and I do think it actually needs to be higher up, just due to the angle of the head. When you tilt your head back, your nose appears to be closer to your eyes, relatively speaking. And I do say appears to be, because naturally the distance between your nose and eyes never changes. It's always the same. But, nonetheless, it kind of roughly appears that way. Just due to changes in perspective when a head tilts back. Alright, give her a nice little football-shaped mouth there. Let's try to get this jawline right. Because now I have the mouth in there, kind of telling me where things need to go. I don't have it angled quite correctly. It's not as firmly on the plane, the front plane there, as I would like. Okay, there we go. And now I should be able to figure out roughly where everything should go. I have all the major features placed in a spot. Let's get them into the correct spots now. Some of this I will draw, some of this I will liquefy. Whatever is easiest for me in the moment. So I'm kind of lining up the jaw here, and this little bit here, where it kind of comes up, lines up with that pretty nicely. And that is one of my measuring points. So I think it'll be something like this. Something like this. Let's go ahead. And pull this back. There we go. I don't know, something about her head feels really fat, though. Do I have the eyes too far apart? I think I might. Oh yeah, there we go. That's better. And I will just take this and kinda tuck it back over so I can move it without affecting the other side. There we go. There we go. Okay. And I think that's fine for now, so let's go ahead and... Yeah, you can see how much smaller I drew this one for some reason. They'll all be the same size by the end. So this is fine. Okay. Go ahead and draw some shoulders. This time I know exactly what I want the hands to be doing. So I can just go ahead and draw them. That's why I did this one next. So we got some shoulders. I'll try to get them the right length here. I want them to be a bit straighter. Okay. Okay. Okay, now I can put the arms in, now that I kind of know where the shoulders are. So we're gonna have the arms kind of come out and up, and we're gonna do a shrug. Just something like that. I feel like my perspective is totally wrong here, but it's alright, I'll fix it. So we're just gonna have a silly little shrug there. And from there... Okay. let's go ahead and give her some hair. I'll just go ahead and finish this one since I do know what I want to do with it, unlike the previous one. Fortunately, I already have all my colors out here, so I can just do the thing. Let's see. Reminding myself how I styled her front bangs there. Okay. We're just gonna draw this in super roughly for now. It's not too important yet. And then unfortunately, because I gave her a ponytail, the back of her head, getting the shape of that right is actually pretty important. A lot of the time when I draw anime hair, it doesn't really matter. So I don't worry about it too much, but yeah, I kind of got to worry about it here. She's got a big old ponytail coming out and doing a ponytail thing. I'll draw that later. Let's see, let's give her some eyes. Okay. Let's give her some eyes. She is going to be rolling her eyes so hard here. She is so sick of the humans complaining. It's like, come on guys, we're saving the universe. Why are you worried about dying? Okay. And then what I do is I clip the layer down, the eyeball layer down to the eye white layer, so this way they don't go out of the lines. Okay. And then I think from here, I think I will actually draw the back of her head a little bit first. Just so I can kind of get a feel for where that hair is. And we'll go around. Okay. There we go. I also have to remind myself that the proportions on this character are different from what I'm used to, so her shoulders are actually narrower than what I'm used to. Okay, let's try to get this body going somewhere. So the center of the body, it's gotta be something like this. Try to get the cross sections in the way that I want them to be and all that. Help me kind of visualize where things need to go. Okay, and you know, all of this is eventually going to be replaced with clothes and stuff, but I do need to get the basics down before I can even think about putting clothes on this. Right now, I'm just going to try to get the energy of the pose in. Let's just try to get the energy. That's why the hands are just going to be smears like this for a little bit. I don't want to draw them yet. They'll get drawn once I'm a little bit more confident in my proportions and where things should be. And I think that this arm needs to come out a little bit more. We're gonna make this gesture a little bit bigger. Just a little bit bigger here. And then I do want to make sure that they are kind of appearing to my eyes to point the proper direction. The hands, that is. Like you can see, I'm not drawing fingers or anything, but when I draw the palm kind of this way, to me it looks like the fingers are going to be doing something like this. And so when I have it more pointed downward like that, to me, it looks like the fingers are going to do something like this. And that's what I want. So that is the brief explanation behind the very brief amount of effort that I put into the hands to get them pointed the right direction as I describe it. Okay, and I can do a little bit. Kind of separate these things. And the main reason that I'm not, like, putting the arms on a new layer or anything is because I know at some point this is going to become a jacket. So I'd rather just kind of get the meat of the pose right and draw the jacket on top rather than do all these things to actually make these arms correct and all of that. Most of this is probably going to be erased. Yep, most of it is probably just going to be erased. So I don't want to put too much effort on it. Just kind of doing the bare minimum here. This way I know where her shoulders will be, how big her arms should be, and where those hands are going to be. But I like this one. I think this is pretty cute. And I'll put some little text on the side to kind of describe what this expression is supposed to be. I have a line and just try to think of the words exactly. But I don't understand you humans at all. That's kind of what I'm going for this one. She's doing her best. And the first one, the kind of happier expression, is going to be something along the lines of, I heard humans respond and empathize better with things with human faces, so I thought I'd adopt this form, or something like that. And I still don't quite know what I want to do for the third one, but I'll think of something. I'll think of something. Okay. How is that, like, proportionally? I don't think this arm is in the right place yet. I think the shoulders are good, though. I do. I think the shoulders are doing well. I just kind of want to put this hand a little bit higher. Let it come out a little bit more. Really got to check for that rain. I don't know why, but that's just kind of what this... The expression right now reminds me of. It's like, oh man, is it raining? That'll be something I have to fix. But, it's fine for now. She could be worrying about the rain for now. It's all good. Then I think that this hand has to be pointing in a slightly different direction. I think that might be what's messing with the energy of the pose for me here. So, right now, it's doing a thing like that. I think I want it to be coming out a little bit more towards us. So now the fingers will be doing something like that. I do think I need some amount of finger in order to get this. Okay, and I think I'm gonna have her shrugging her shoulders slightly more here. So let's pull those shoulders up a little. And basically, what makes the shrug-like is the angle that they are from where they connect. So I just want them to kind of have this upward slope. So that will make them, like, lower than the base of the... Or the base of the neck lower than the shoulders. As opposed to when you just have neutral shoulders, they're kind of the same. And when you have shruggy shoulders, they go up. Now it's very shruggy. So I think that is selling the energy of the pose I'm going for a little bit better. Let me go ahead and kind of define where the palm is here. Kind of sitting on top there. And I don't like where the elbow is. I don't like where this elbow is either. Okay, and I don't quite like the tilt I drew in this hand, actually. Like, I change my mind on these things a lot. That's why the first step for me is always energy of pose. Until I get that down, I don't think anything looks right. Okay, there we go. That seems okay. I think this seems pretty alright. I'm gonna make the shoulders just a little bit wider here. I think they're just a little bit narrow. Just a little bit. Okay. But this seems alright. Let me go ahead and kind of tuck in where the waist is gonna be here. Let her arm come a little further out. That might be a little bit too far, so let's just take this and kind of... Okay. And I keep saying that I feel like her shoulders are a little bit narrow, but then when I come to clean it up, I kind of make them narrower again. I cannot make up my mind. It's okay, this is why I just need to get a little bit better at construction. I think once I'm able to do that, my speed will increase so much. So much. Okay. But this seems okay. And I'm not sure if I want to go any further than about here for the time being, just because I want to sleep on my proportions for a day. So let's see if I can figure out what I want to do with the hands of the happy one. 'Cause, yeah, I just want to make sure that her shoulders are good and everything is lined up the way it should be and all that stuff, and I don't like to go in and start smoothing everything out on the same day that I draw it. I never do. Or at the very least, not the same session. Sometimes if I draw in the morning, I'm willing to go look at it again in the evening. But because my method of drawing is so intuitive, I need to walk away from it before I can really finish things up. Okay, so what kind of hands do I want for... Yes, I heard humans like looking at humans, so I became a human. I took the form of a human. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't overcomplicate this. Maybe what I should do is just do something like this. Just be cute. Trying too hard to be cute and looking vaguely disturbing because of it. I think something like that could work. This is not quite correct, but I think that the idea is solid. Okay, cool. I'll do something like that. Let's actually get them in kind of a good spot here. So we're gonna have the body here, and okay, I guess I'm using what was supposed to be an arm to kind of help me mark out the side of the body. That's fine. It works. I saw it like that, so I'll just go ahead and do it like that. And then this will be where the bottom is. I can't do it like this, though, because if I do that, I'm gonna see the cross-section backwards. Okay. Okay, you know what? Let's just draw some arms, then. I don't know, I don't like it anymore. I changed my mind. We'll make it a same idea, just a little bit more relaxed. So we'll just let her drop her arms kinda out in front of her like this. And the other shoulder will be over there, and it'll go something like this, maybe. Hands here. Do I like that? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe something more like this, where I just have this arm kind of drop behind her back. And then this one can kind of come out and do something like this. Just explaining pose. Yeah, that works for me. I think this one's okay. I'll go ahead and give her some hair and stuff. Okay, so I got the big bang kind of coming down here, and some smaller ones, and then we got the big side hair here. Big side hair here. I don't remember exactly how I drew them, but it's something like that. Then we go around. And I think I will actually check the proportions on the other one here real quick, because I just reminded that I'm pretty sure I don't have the side of her face correct. Or the back of her head, rather. I'm pretty sure I do not actually have that correct. Okay. So I want this to be coming a little bit straighter down. Something like this. Yeah, this is pretty cute. Just something kind of basic. Let's go ahead and get this dark color so I can define the back of her head here. Okie dokie. There, and the next time I should be able to place her ponytail and whatnot. So that'll be good. I will give her some eyes. Eyes are pretty important, so let's go ahead and let her have some. Just pick the size and drop them in. Okay. And I'll just pick the same colors from over here, because they're working for me, so that should be good. But you can see that I'm not changing the color of her eyelashes or anything yet. I'll do that a bit later. Let's get her looking at the viewer here. A little bit too eye roll there. I just want this to be kind of a normal, vaguely happy one. Just a normal one. As normal as Kyubey could hope to be. Okay, and the me of right now sees some proportional issues, so I will go ahead and kind of fix them up. No reason not to if I see them right now. Let's see here. Nose come down just a little bit there. And I will bring her jawline a little bit more in line with everything. I do not think that this is the same face that I drew over here, though. I guess it's pretty close. Her eyes feel a little bit far apart, though. Which in turn will probably mean that her jaw is a little fat. Let's squish it in a little bit. Pull down this part a little. I want to line it up with the mouth. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay. So I think that's fine for now. Let's go take a look at the other one real quick. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was. I don't think the back of her head is correct, though. So let's go ahead and fix that, and I guess I'll jump between these two for a little while until I decide what I want the third one to be. I'm not quite sure. Maybe something vaguely angry, because I bet Kyubey could make a pretty scary expression if she actually got really mad. That might be fun to draw, actually. I'm picturing it in my head now, and it's like, yeah, I kind of dig it. So let's do it. Let's fix up this one a little bit, and then I'll get started on the third. Okay. I think that's a little bit better. Let me just kind of shape some of this a little bit better. And the top of her head and the back of the head here won't merge together kind of like this in the real one. Yeah, it is going down a little bit low here, isn't it? I say, as I make it go a little bit low again. That's fine. It's okay, I'll feel it out. I will feel it out. Eventually, the right configuration will come into my heart, and I will see it, and I'll be like, ah, yes, I have done the right thing. And then I will be happy. Okay. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. I still feel like her chin's not quite right. Let's poke around at that for a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit better. I don't know, man. The back of the head still feels really wrong. It is simultaneously too big and too small. And I don't quite understand. It's one of those things that's hard to describe here, but with something, it just doesn't look right. And for whatever reason, somehow when I look at it, my brain is just like, okay, this is somehow too big and too small at the same time. And I'm not quite sure what to do when I see things like that. Because, I mean, it typically... I mean, it has to mean that there's multiple things wrong, right? Because that is contradictory. So I guess I should focus on the shape of the head, then. Okay. Let's give her an ear. Ear... probably somewhere, like, here? So I'll give myself another point of information. And see if that helps any. And her brow does look off as well. Okay, so we have ear. Okay, and if I think the ear should be there, how is it relative to her nose? Maybe it should be a little bit lower. But yes, if I think that the ear should be somewhere around here... make sure it's far enough away from the eyes there. Then... that means the jawline should be doing something like this. Let's go ahead and make the neck a little thinner too, while I'm at it. How do I feel about the eyes? They're not lined up. They are not quite lined up. I'm actually putting the eyes a little bit far apart today, which is surprising. I don't normally do that. Okay. I will keep that in mind too. Kind of get the shape of the jaw here. I feel like this cheek might be a little bit too high. So I'll pull it downward just a little bit here. And the jaw, I actually do think this needs to come over this way a little bit more. Which means that her entire face is in the wrong place. I'm gonna hide it for now. Try to get things correct relative to the eyes. Okay, that should be fine. I wish that my tablet pen would stop thinking that I am letting go when I am not. It has been a slight problem lately. Okay, so let's get this correct relative to the eyes. I'm going to do everything relative to the eyes because I think that they are looking pretty okay. Okay. And if they are looking pretty okay, then I can just make adjustments based on their location. And I see that I am moving the jaw back even though I moved it over just a little while ago. So that meant that I was seeing a little bit incorrectly before. And it's not a problem, but I should keep it in mind. Try to get the shadow on the jawline here, see if that helps me any. And this eye in particular has like an extra thick line there, so I'm going to try to smooth that out a little bit and see if this throws off my proportions a little bit less. Just because I just feel like something's not lining up quite correctly here. And when that happens, sometimes just taking a moment to kind of adjust things like that helps. Okay. Yeah. That actually helped quite a lot, didn't it? Face in the eyes, we're going for 2 different angles. But see, this is why I like to sleep on my proportions for a day. And why I need to get good at just getting them right a little bit more quickly. Okay. And now everything looks a little bit more properly constructed. I think this cheek is coming out a little bit too far, so let's take it back. But hopefully with that, I should be able to place the hair better. Now that I know how her head is constructed. Okay. There's still something bothering me about the angle of this eye, so I'm gonna go ahead and push it in a little bit. I locked the actual eyeball layer because I didn't want to change it away from being a perfect circle. Okay. Yeah, that looks much better. Much, much better. Most excellent. As you can see, right now I'm using black for the eyelashes, skin tone for the mouth. These will not be their final colors. It's just so I don't have to think about it right now and I can use colors that I know will look good against things. And that I'll be able to see clearly. Okay, let's get her hair back on there. I think I'm actually just going to erase everything except the very front bangs. I think they look fine. So I'll keep those. Oh, they're extremely tall though. They are. Okay, get some hair and then we'll have the long side hair doing something like that and like this. And then the back of her hair will be right over here. Right over here. And I guess technically the ear will probably show. And I'm not actually sure if that ear is in the right spot anymore, but I'll go ahead and cover it up for now. I guess you're not actually supposed to, but it's in the wrong spot, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. Her jawline still doesn't feel right. Kind of funny, because it doesn't feel super wrong when I have things like this. Okay, so let's get that ear in the right spot, and that should help me figure out the jawline. How are the proportions on your ear anyway? How did I do them? Where did I attach it? Over there. Okay. So I think this should actually be there. And this part of her jaw should be a little bit more like this. I'ma just poke around with all this until I finally get it right. And man, I just completely disconnected her poor neck. It is just like way down there at this point. Oop. All better. All better. Okay. I still don't know if this looks right. Welcome to my struggle here. Someday I will know what the back of a head looks like, but I think once again I was just trying to tilt the head further than the eyes were actually tilting. So we don't actually see that much of the side of her head there. Okay. Got it. Let's fix it. And now I have a back of the head drawn here, so I should know roughly how big her hair needs to be here. I say roughly. Okay, and then we have an ear here, and it should be shaped something like that. The eyes feel massive. Absolutely massive. Okay. It's like I know I draw big, blobby anime eyes, but there are limits. Which in turn is gonna make her jaw feel massive. So... gonna have to fix that. And it's okay, I just keep fixing it until it eventually looks right to me. And I guess that's fine. Gonna push the nose to the side a little bit. I don't know why the proportions on this one are not cooperating with me, but... well, I'd like to pretend like it's unusual, but no, this happens all the time. I'm kind of used to it. Okay. It really does. It's unfortunate. That's exactly why I need to practice this more. Because I don't want to have to flail with proportions all the time. I would like it if I could just get them right the first time. That would be fantastic. Back of her head still doesn't feel right. It feels okay here, but it doesn't here. So that tells me that it's something with the way I have this hair shaped. Something is off about the shape of the hair. And I think something might also be just where I have the shadow put. There we go. Oh wow, that actually helped way more than I thought it would. Nice. Okay, I don't think I want to start on the third one today. So let's take a look at everything else here. Is there anything else I want to do? I guess I can start arranging things. So I'll hide this for now. I think I will put my front and back here. A little bit lower down and a little bit further to the side here. Because I kind of want room for some text. Okay, so let's put in some decorations. I'm gonna hide these for now. We're gonna focus on just getting the character in a good spot. I'm not quite sure where I want her to be. So, okay, I guess there's fine for now. And I will go ahead and just plop her name here. Okay, so let's pick a font. What's a good font here? I don't feel like going out and hunting for one, so I'm just gonna pick one that I already have on my computer. If nothing else, I can always just use this one, the one that I use for like everything related to Planckera. I'm not quite sure. What kind of font is Kyubey? Clearly. Or if I want to be something really out of a nightmare, I could use this one. But honestly, I kind of see her as, you know, maybe something kind of seraphy, like just a basic Garamond or something. Just use like a Times New Roman base. Be just super basic. Super basic and functional, I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see here. I can actually just spend so much time trying to decide on something here. That's not bad. That's got kind of some Kyubey feeling here. Slightly fancy, but not too fancy. I'll just go ahead and scroll through the list and see if there's anything I like better. I don't know, how do I feel about something like that? Not italic. Nah, I think I prefer the other one. Oh man. Okay, yeah, I think I'll just go with this one. This one's fine. I don't know what color I want the text to be yet. It's not really important. What color do I want the background to be? I should decide on that. Ideally, I'd actually like something kind of white. That will make her completely invisible though, see? So I probably want something a little darker. I don't know, let's just take this and... Black, while makes her very visible, just doesn't really suit her. I do think the white works pretty well. So that would basically mean that I want to put something behind her. I'll just do a random stroke for now. Sure, we can make it big, thick, and black for now. I'm not sure what I want it to be yet, so I'll just put something down. Just to make things a little more clear. Okay. Just something like this for now, and of course I'm using stroke, so everything is gonna break every time I do certain things, but I do hope that Krita someday fixes these visual bugs. Because they're somewhat obnoxious. Okay. This white is too light though. I don't know, would something red be better? I guess red is okay. Maybe... I don't know, man. I always spend a long time just picking out colors. It takes me a little while. I don't know, I guess something a little pink could be cute. Maybe I should actually pick this color then. And alter things based on that. Yeah, I guess something kind of light pink is kind of cute. Okay, yeah, I like this. I mean, naturally the colors aren't done. I will not be using a solid black for the stroke here, if I use a stroke at all. This is just trying things, and I definitely want to make sure that the character is the most visible part here. So I don't know, if I am going to use a stroke here, how do I feel about maybe this color? The color of the shadows of her jacket. Oh no, that looks awful. Like, it's okay against the background, but it looks awful against the coat. I cannot use something from her design here. I'll just have to pick a different one. That's fine, I can do that. I'll just leave it black for now while I start figuring out how I want some of these things to be placed. Okay, we'll put them in a thick black outline for now. I think I'm gonna make it a little bit thinner. For these, they don't have to be emphasized nearly as hard as the character, so I think making the stroke like half the width is totally fine. Okay, so where do I want to place some of these things? Let's just kind of get things out of the way. I kind of want the close-ups to be near where you see them on the character. So that tells me that I want the earring kind of near here, near her head. And maybe this button kind of over here by the buttons. The jacket can go pretty much anywhere, really. So that I'll probably place somewhere over here. I think I want the jacket and the gloves location reversed. So I have the jacket maybe in the middle, the gloves on the bottom, and then the ribbon up on the top. Although I guess I'd have to put the ribbon in between here, just because there wouldn't be any space for it otherwise. So I can put my jacket spots up here, maybe. Gloves over here. Maybe it makes more sense to plop them here. In which case, maybe I should put the jacket down here and the ribbon up here. Okay, yeah, that seems alright. All of this is just a matter of kind of organizing things nicely. Oh yeah, and I still have to decide if I want to draw the rest of the shoes. The answer is I don't, but part of me kind of feels like I should, which is why I keep having to think about it. But regardless, that would go somewhere down here. And if I wanted to draw the rest of the shoes, they'd just go in the middle over here. I'm gonna try to line this up with her feet a little bit better. Ribbon up with her hair. And then I'll probably put some kind of border around all of this. I don't know if I want the gloves there. I'm kind of not digging it, if I'm being honest. Maybe they can go up here now that I don't have the ribbons there. If I was going to do that, I'd want to put them a little bit more centralized. Okay, this seems alright. And then when it comes to the expressions, I can potentially, like, let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of start sizing them, I suppose. I haven't drawn the ribbon yet, so I don't want to be... So this is just going to be a very much an approximation. And then this little guy here. Something like that. I'll probably put them in, like, circles. And I'll want them to be close to the same size. So maybe in that case, what I should do is, instead of doing it like that, I'll go ahead and draw the circles that I plan to use. Let's go ahead and make them red for now. I don't know what color they're going to be. And I will try to make circles roughly a third of the size here. I kind of feel like I should measure it before I actually go out there. Try to learn something from that photo study and actually measure the things. So, okay. Let's do some measuring. I'm gonna make a big, thick, black line here. And we're gonna put it right in the middle. because unfortunately I don't have something that'll divide things into thirds very well for me. Ah, no, I do have something I can use. I have a helper script in here that helps me with composition. And where are you? Where are you? One of them is the rule of thirds. So I can use that to divide the canvas into thirds. Here you are. Okay, so let's get rule of thirds in here. Perfect. Did you not get placed? Or did I place you in the wrong spot here? I just did something. Whatever I did, please don't. Okay, I'm not sure where I put it. I'll do it again, I guess. Come on, buddy. Okay. Oh. I didn't hit add. I hit close. That would do it. Alright. So there we go. There is my thirds. So now I can measure based on that. I'll go ahead and make it red for now. I don't actually know what color I want this to be. But this color is fine for now. Okay. Oh yeah, this is so much better than eyeballing it. I would have made them way too big. Okay, and I'm just gonna use my arrow keys to push this around. So that this way they will be in roughly the same, or you know, exactly the same vertical column. And hopefully I can get them roughly the same distance away from those green lines. But I think it's probably safe for me to just kind of estimate, as opposed to just being super particular about it. Oh yeah, now there's even gonna be 3 circles on the side here, and that's perfect. Okay. I will put these at the bottom here, and I will reserve alpha here. And now I can kind of fit them in here. I kind of want the hands to be showing, though, or at least a little bit more than they are. So I might have to adjust her pose a little bit, but that's fine, I can do that. I'm gonna invert the color on the arms on that one. Which does tell me, you know, maybe I can't use this red. And once again, I think I'm gonna change the arm pose just a little bit there. And that should be okay. Okay, and then the third one will go down there. While I have a little bit of time, I guess I'll start adjusting the arms here. This is the important one because that shrug... very important. Let's just change the angle a little bit. I will slide this in. Where did I put my pen? I set it down and now I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Normally I always set it back in its holder, but this time I didn't, so I lost it. And I forgot where I put it down. I can tell that it's almost time to end. I sure can. Alright. Oh man, stop doing the extra clicks, please. Please, tablet. I'm just gonna put the shrug a little bit more behind her body this time. Yeah, there we go. I think that's okay. Her shoulders feel a little bit narrow to me. So I might still have to make some minor adjustments here. But I think this idea will work just fine. Maybe I should just make her head a little bit smaller. Have I mentioned that I don't like to really start smoothing things out until I'm really, really sure that my proportions are correct? This is why I'm 100% insisting that I sleep on it before I do too much. And why I always do. Tilt her head back a little bit more, and I think I would like her body. Oh, actually, that skew looked good, so I guess I'll keep it. Come down a little bit more, and be a little bit straighter. Okay, that seems alright. This is why I always insist on double-checking everything, because I just don't get them right the first time. I just don't. Okay. Slide this up a little. Gonna change the angle of the arm very slightly here. Why are you not drawing? Okay, there was some weird lag. That was very strange indeed. I swear, I have never had problems with Krita, so I'm not sure why I've been having problems lately. It has been such a good little program. And I've had a great time using it. I was drawing in Photoshop before this, and I just feel like, for drawing specifically, Photoshop is not very good for it. To be fair, it's not trying to be. It's like it's an editing program, not a drawing program. And so I don't think it has to be good at drawing as well. But the switch from Photoshop to Krita honestly felt pretty good. Okay. Oh, now her head feels huge again. Man, proportions are hard. But you know what? I guess if I'm seeing the problems, I should go ahead and try to fix them now. As much as I'm able to. Yeah, her whole head is just skewed. I just don't really want to skew the eyes. So I guess I'll freeze that layer and skew everything else. And then fix the eyes afterward. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. Okay, not bad. Let's see if I can get it proportionate with the body now. And then I can get the body proportionate with the little area that it's supposed to go. This neck is way too thick, but that's okay. Let's go fix that too. I also feel like the head is a little bit too far to the side. I should fix that first. And that will probably help me fix a lot of issues with the shoulders. Let's just redraw the entire neck here. Yeah, that's a little better. Can I make this a little bit larger? While still kind of keeping the hands mostly in there. Yeah, seems alright. Seems alright. I do feel like the ear is fine, but I wanted to move the nose and mouth a little bit. And then I think I want to move all of this. I really should have put the ear on its own layer. You know what? I'm just gonna do that because it's driving me nuts having to select everything all the time. Ear, go away. Okay. Now I can just move these things around and not have to be constantly worrying about the ear. God, I still hate it. Okay, I'm just gonna have to deal with that next time. Everything else, though, seems okay. At some point, I'm gonna go ahead and put in, like, a color swatch. I'll probably put that somewhere over here. And if I just leave things kind of like this, I don't really have anything I want to put over here. So, yeah, I guess it just makes sense to move, like, literally everything over. I don't want to move the expressions, though. Those stay there. But everything else should move a little bit further to the left ear. Let's get rid of some of that extra space. Okay. And I have enough room to kind of let this breathe a little bit more. Okay. And I think I will move the buttons, the earring, and the front a little bit further to the left. Okay. And so I think I'm going to go for this kind of arrangement. I do think I will draw the feet, so I'll draw those down here to fill up that space. There'll be a color swatch over here. And then I always like to put some kind of border around things, so I'll probably have to... I might have to move my expressions a little bit, or maybe I'll just have the border go through them. I don't know. That is something I have to decide. And... yeah, I think it's starting to look pretty good. Still have to decide on some colors, but that's pretty normal. I often cycle through a few. I might put some texture on the background. We'll see what I feel like doing and what will make this look good. But at the very least, everything is kinda together here. Ah, big stretch. And I think that this is where I will stop for today, so... next time, hopefully I can get my proportions right. With as much as I've been practicing it, I was hoping that I'd be able to get it closer the first time here. And to be fair, I was faster than I have been, but that's not saying much. It's okay. I'll keep working on it. Once I finish the design that I'm working on for Michi's contest, I'm gonna go right back to drawing some more heads. And I'll probably open up requests again. So I will just draw all the things. I think I'm gonna make the gloves a little smaller. I know I just said that I was stopping. I do plan on stopping here, but... look, I just saw a small thing I wanted to make a small adjustment for. There we go. And these will also have labels and stuff. I'll start designing those next time. And I also like to put little notes in my handwriting off on the side. But I like to kind of have everything decorated first. But yes, I will be stopping here for today. So, thank you all for coming. And I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.